Okay, you just got gas everywhere, dude.
Well, I didn't have a catch can, man. This is the old gas can. Dude, you are so slow. You're
What?
like, this is like a 27-second pit stop.
So how's that
you.
different from Greg Biffle's stop?
Throw Greg Biffle's gas man under the bus. He hasn't suffered enough.
Former gas man. Welcome to today's Rowdy.com Big Three. Thanks to Sunoco for the old school fuel cans. My name is Bassmasters. This is Buzz Cutler. We're talking Bristol Motor Speedway, the Jeff Byrd 500. People love the Bristol night race. I love this race too. This is an awesome race Sunday afternoon at the Concrete Jungle.
This is our race preview show. So Bassmasters, what is your key to victory?
Well, I have to say,
at Thunder Valley.
I do have to say, Cutler,
yes,
that at Bristol, it used to be you had to have the bottom. This was a classic one-groove short track. And if a guy was in your way on the bottom and you were faster, you could either move him out of the way or just stay put. That led to a lot of interesting conflicts at Bristol. We don't have that now. Now we have multi-groove racing. So when you're a driver out there and you've got more than one fast way to get around the track, you have some options, some ways to pass guys. Conversely, if your car is not that fast, it's okay to let someone by early in the race because you know if you get your car fast again, you'll be able to get back past them. So track position, not as important at Bristol. Not to say it's not important at all. It still is. But not nearly as important as it used to be at the old Bristol. So multi-groove racing, that's my key.
And would you say a part of that key, or maybe this is a second key, is patience? Is that an entirely new key, or is that part of your key?
I think it's part of my key in the sense that, in fact, you've always had to have patience at Bristol. Even when it was a one-groove track, you could overreact to that. But now you really can afford to have even more patience.
Exactly.
Take care of your race car. Just work on it. Make it faster. You all right, man? All right, put the car down, Clay. You can put the car down.
Thank you, Clay, for holding the car on our behalf. All right, well, then I guess my key is going to be the corners, because we had a little bit of a revelation yesterday when we heard Paul Menard talk about how in some ways you had more room in the corners now than you do on the straights. And where are races won and lost? They are won in the corners.
Well, it's a classic. You know, you have a lot of banking here. It really helps the race car to turn. It reminds me of Dover, and obviously they're both concrete. A lot of banking, a lot of grip in those corners. But there's still that balance you have to have. Tight enough to turn in the center, or rather loose enough to turn in the center, but tight enough to get on the gas and go. And so it's a balancing act that you have to have. So I agree with you. If you can get your car to rotate through the center, but still be snug when you get on the gas and get to that gas early and get to it hard, you will be in good shape there, and you've got room to pass if you can do that.
All right, so let's talk drivers. Who do you like here, and who don't you like here at Bristol Motor Speedway?
Well, for me, the Busch is the first name that comes to mind.
The Brothers Busch?
The Brothers Busch, with Kurt, 5 wins, Kyle with 4. Kyle has won 3 of the last 4 here, so he's got to be the favorite. Kurt hasn't won here since 2006, and I like Carl Edwards at this racetrack. Carl Edwards has learned how to run the short tracks. He showed it in Phoenix, even though he didn't finish well.
Well, he's won here before.
And he's won here before. So I think that it's going to come down to Carl Edwards v. Kyle Busch, and I'd have to put my money on Kyle.
Well, and so naturally that would leave me Carl Edwards to pick. That's the logical pick, but I'm intrigued to see how Hendrick comes off of the hauler, how they take to this racetrack, right? It's a very interesting year for Hendrick Motorsports. Dale Earnhardt Jr., short track guy, a guy we think of as being a short track racer, coming back to Bristol, stronger than we've seen him in recent years.
And you know, Johnson wasn't that great at Phoenix, and that is like one of his best tracks. He just wasn't that fast that day.
And of course, anybody under the Hendrick umbrella can win here. But let's pander to the fans, and I'll pick Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Well, look at you.
I know.
Accuse me for weeks of pandering and then do it yourself.
Well, since you didn't do it, I thought I would take up the challenge and do it myself.
Someone's got to pick Junior. That has been your Rowdy.com Bristol pre-race Big 3 for Buzz Cutler. I'm Bassmasters. Thank you again to Sunoco.
And thanks to Clay for holding up our car.
And Clay for holding up the car. Much appreciated. Say hi to the fans, Clay. Peace out.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.